I used to play a lot of Half-Life and Half-Life 2 mods, and a year ago I did a video about the Trenches mod, which was set in the First World War. I recently came across some recordings I'd made of what I considered to be like a sequel to that, which was the Half-Life 2 modification called WW1 Source. These clips were from March 2010, and the mod expanded on the core gameplay that the Trenches had. So the Trenches was pretty much just rifles, while World War I Source added things like pistols and machine guns. Sadly, it didn't seem to get much of a following. When I tried it, it seemed to have a very average community, like they didn't care especially about new players. I went in there and got team killed constantly. I think they were always going to struggle with a low player count, but treating new players badly certainly didn't help. I remember asking on the forum if anyone could port the content over to Garry's Mod, so that Garry's Mod players could use it to make videos and take screenshots. Stuff like that was eventually added, I think sometime after the launch of the Steam Workshop in 2011. These days there's really good artwork and screenshots if you check the community hub for Garry's Mod. There's still a small scene for World War I roleplay within Garry's Mod, and as far as I know it's light roleplay, as opposed to just deathmatching or going for serious roleplay. The light roleplay would just have enlisted players following the officer players around, while serious roleplay would have added more of a storyline and character backstories and acting through emotions and lots of passive roleplay. But when I was in the serious military roleplay scene, we didn't want to try serious World War I roleplay, I think mainly because it would take a lot of work to put together, but you're stuck in a trench the whole time, and that might not be very engaging. I didn't play World War I Source much, and as far as I know they moved to make a mod in Day of Infamy, but reflecting on it, bringing history to life, if it's done with some measure of maturity, it can be a way to remember the past. It's difficult because I think a lot of games do romanticise things that they shouldn't, and they miss the opportunity to tell some important lessons from the past. But then there's these mods that were not made for profit, they didn't try too hard to be fun. They just said, here's a couple of different rifles and a couple of different uniforms and do what you want with them. And I don't know why, but there was just something about that that felt important and genuine, and that I didn't want to just let it go. I wanted to be there and experience it and years later take the opportunity to make this video.